what I'd like for you to do is take us through those moments. And I know you weren't there, but textbook, what was supposed to be happening with those pilots? What were they talking? Who were they talking to? And what was going on? And what could have happened that they did not land at the right airport?
Well, unfortunately, about 85% of all aviation accidents are human error. And we have to say to ourselves, people don't make mistakes on purpose. Why did they
Sure.
make that mistake? And the problem we had on Sunday afternoon, the weather was too good. It was a lovely day, a Sunday afternoon. A couple of guys on their way home to Dallas from Chicago with a quick stop into Branson. They're coming down, letting down in clear weather. They're under radar control, and radar is positioning them to land at the New Branson Airport, which is about 7 miles south of Point Lookout Airport. The control tower, or the radar operator, says to the crew, when you have the airport in sight, let us know and change frequency to the tower. So the guys look out the window and they see, quote, an airport. Obviously, neither one of these guys must have ever been to Branson area before, and that's very logical. These crews change their schedule every 30 days. Southwest has only been flying in and out of here for about 6 months now, so maybe a particular crew might only come into Branson once a year, for a 30-day period, a couple times a month. So anyhow, they look out the window, see an airport, say, we've got the airport in sight. The radar guy says, okay, contact the tower. They contact the tower and says, hey, we've got the airport in sight. And the tower says, Roger, clear to land. There's no traffic around. It's a beautiful day. Well, unfortunately, they should have dawned on them that, number one, how come we're so high? The rate of descent is about 300 feet for every mile away. So to land at the New Branson Airport, they should have been, 4,000 to 5,000 feet. For the old Branson Airport, that was too high because the airport was too close. But that didn't dawn on them. So they make a slight left turn and start lining up for this runway. Clue number two is the direction of the runway is not right. The new airport, the runway is almost north-south. The old airport, while the runway is somewhat similar, is more of an east-west orientation. Number three, the new airport runway is 7,140 feet long. The old Branson Airport is only 3,700 feet long. That's a big difference. The width of the runway, the new airport is 150 feet wide. The Branson Airport is a little over 100 feet wide. So these visual clues should have been sending a signal to the crew. As they look out the window of their airplane, somebody should have said, wait a minute, this picture doesn't look right. The other problem we've got, and this is the human factor pilot error area, this airplane is equipped with some of the most sophisticated navigation systems you could want. It's better than the space capsules now. And they've got two different systems on board. Both of these systems have databases with every airport that this airplane should land at. The Rogers, or the College of the Ozark Airport, is not in that computer database. So if those guys would have keyed up the right airport, and apparently they did not key up any airport, it would have given them a TV screen, a picture of the runway, and a picture of their airplane approaching the runway. And it would have showed them that they're not approaching the right airport, because the picture wouldn't have been wrong. It would have been an incorrect picture. So they failed to use the existing technology because it was such a nice day, and
They
too
became
relaxed.
comfortable, which
They're too relaxed.
every one of us makes mistakes. Usually, when we're comfortable, it's not in the situation where you're really sitting there focused.
Yeah, and I think that's a very critical phrase you just used. I've been a flight instructor for, 50 years now, and as I teach my flight students, I said, look, we're all make mistakes, we're all going to screw up. It's what you do next that counts. And we got to give this crew credit, that once they realized that they had made a horrible mistake, they performed flawlessly and got this airplane stopped in in less than 3,700 feet.